Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading. If you're new, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get all the messages I post each month. To my lovely loyal subscribers, welcome back. A different setup this time, just because the sun is making it difficult. The natural light is fighting the artificial light, so hopefully this stand that I bought will give you a bird's eye view and you can see the cards better. I will lay them in a past, present and future position this time, just so we can have a bigger look at the situation. I'll leave information in the description box on how to call me for personal readings. There's an offer on, if you see this the first day it's posted, so you can email me and find that out. Okay, we start with, in the past there, Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. Okay, in the present we have Six of Swords, wonderful, victory and success here, and we have Eight, the Strength card, power, in the future position. So you're coming from what may have seemed like a weak place, or you may have felt like a weak place. You was worrying about your future here and there was no need to worry. Okay, that's the basic energy of the Nine of Swords. You was keeping something that was concerning you to yourself. It was giving you sleepless nights, when in actual fact you're going to have victory over this situation. Even if it was like worrying about being single or a partner here, you're going to have victory over this situation. The Strength card is saying tame that inner beast, right? That tells us to worry. So eventually you'll get hold of that and you'll gain the strength, and you have this uniqueness about you in order to come through this spiritual lesson on the other side. So we start off in the past position here, the Queen of Pentacles next to the Nine of Swords. And this is like, you could have been worrying about something health-wise even here as well, but take care of that. Don't just sit and worry in silence. Go ahead and listen to your intuition, okay? Very fruitful here in the past. So it could have been an earth sign that you was dealing with, or you had to start to learn to take care of yourself. Four of Cups. Feeling rejected by somebody, bored and discontentment. I feel here that actually the third party could have been an earth sign. So it's like if you wasn't dealing with an earth sign, I feel like they would have been the one. And you've got to understand this person is a very important part of your road too. That they are connected to you too. The 9 here is related to the Hermit and your 9th house. So the 9th house is about long distance as well. So this can be somebody you feel very far away from and at a distance from, or it can even be distance between you and a partner. And you're really starting to feel it here with the Four of Cups. In the past, it sent you maybe on a downward spiral, feeling rejected. There may have been this backwards and forwards with a partner between you and another person, and it could have even been work that they was focused on, or a parental figure with the Queen of Pentacles that made you feel left out and rejected and even isolated here. Princess of Pentacles, but it's like you feel like you had to start all over again. You could have even had a baby with this person and then they rejected you and left you to do it all on your own here. But here with this Princess of Pentacles, it's about planting the seeds for the future. And this is what you've done in this past position. Maybe even unknowingly, because it says you're suffering in silence. I can see your back to the world. You just wanted to close the world out while you was going through this experience, maybe not even telling friends or family what's happening, to try and heal it. I feel you're trying to mother the situation and bring it all together and mold it all together. You're trying to fix the problem by yourself. So I feel like you was very scarce with who you gave this information to. This sort of romantic partner here could have ended up blocking you in the end, after the backwards and forwards between you and the third party. They could have chose the other person and then blocked you, with that Page of Pentacles there. But this left you in a very unique position. You are now able to take care of yourself. But I do see that maybe what some did with the energy was worry, have sleepless nights. I feel like somebody is even crying themselves to sleep here, which is quite sad, really, and felt quite lonely and isolated, because they felt, I can't even tell like my mother or my dad or my friends or my sisters, and you had to sort of keep a strong face for your family here. So it might even be you that's the parent and having to keep a strong face for your children, but actually you felt quite sad and underrepresented, maybe even like things treat you unfairly here, Ace of Cups, but the love still remained. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? You don't just stop loving somebody because they go off and do other things. So I believe you was trying to learn how to love yourself again. So it was almost going back to the start and saying, right, you know, I need to take care of myself. I need to ground myself. I need to build myself back up. I need to learn to love myself. And in that process, you might have received some love offers that you wasn't really interested in, because you still had feelings for this person from your past. And you was also on this path to learn how to love yourself again. Your lesson here from this past spiritual catalyst was to learn to love yourself and trust your intuition. Okay, Five of Wands here, and it is the reverse, guys. So usually the Five of Wands, the upright, is arguments even between family and things like that. We've moved to the present position. So it's usually arguments and feeling like everybody's against you. So maybe that's why you wasn't able to tell other people and bring them in. But this is challenges and obstacles that usually are easily overcome. It seems like it can be family and friends, that sort of thing, arguing with you about the smallest things, right? So it makes you feel quite alone. So if this isn't a romantic partner, it could even be a boss, that a workplace where you kind of felt even bullied. But I feel like it could have even been by family. Okay, Five of Pentacles, yeah, they've seemed to have left you out in the cold. It was something, it's like they sort of nitpick and you know, put the blame on you. You're the black sheep of the family, and you know, you get left out in the cold, and it almost feels rejected. This will also be a lesson, okay? Because you might be giving partners, romantic partners, a chance, and they're not really worth the effort. It seems like they could be a page and you could be a queen, and you keep letting people in and trying to help them up or help them out and love them the way you should have been loved as a child, or your inner child needs that love now. So this lesson is about learning to love your inner child, okay, to get away from these abandonment issues and feeling like the black sheep and feeling like you don't fit in with people. It's okay not to fit in, Gemini. You was born to stand out. Yeah, the Hanged Man, which I'm not surprised about, because it is your spiritual lesson, and at present you will be starting to see things differently, whether that's romantic partners, whether that's your children, whether that's your siblings or parents, you know, how they've singled you out this whole time. And I feel like as we, you know, move through the next couple of weeks, what you'll get from this is a sense of peace, and you'll be able to let go, and then they'll no longer have this power over you, because it says here, with this victory and success, what we will have is you overcoming a spiritual lesson. And we see that with the Hanged Man, because you're now able to look at things from a different point of view. So it may be understanding, as an example, I didn't get on with my mother. She was always sort of nitpicking at me, expecting things from me, rejecting me and leaving me out, and sort of maybe even abusing me. Can be woman or man, I'm just giving an example. But now you kind of see, okay, I'm looking at it from the point of view as a parent myself. So I now understand that maybe my mother was doing her best at that time of what her awareness was. So you're able to let that go, right? The next time the mother leaves you out in the cold, you won't take it in such a negative way, and you won't carry that through into your future romantic relationships or your own relationships with your children. It might be that you overgive to your own children where because your parents wasn't giving to you, for example. So you could end up, having to spend and save wisely because you keep buying for the children thinking they need all these things when they don't. And what you learn is that they just needed a nurturing mother or father like you did. So Two of Cups, yeah. And I see this heading towards you healing your inner child, letting go of your past and even your present, if this is going on now with family, right? You're able to look at it from a different point of view, which then in turn allows this soulmate to come towards you and this love, so that you have like sort of a fresh place to start from, I feel, because you had to plant these seeds, you had to learn this lesson, you had to take this time out, if you will. So when a romantic partner or family and friends have blocked you here, it kind of, in the beginning, it was kind of like hurting. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, this is just the usual, what happens to me. And it's quite sad that you're accepting and thinking that this is normal. So you went through this with a romantic partner that wasn't so easy to let go of. And, you had to fight for your inner child and yourself and that love for yourself and say, no, it's not okay to treat me like this. I do deserve better and I want better. And that's the main thing, actually wanting better, right? So that better can come to you. And this is what I feel is coming now, this soulmate, this overcoming this spiritual lesson that you've been sort of in since childhood here. 6 of Wands here. So there's that victory of the spiritual lesson, and that's people finally seeing you for what you are. So this could be, this person from your childhood finally seeing your worth and understanding. It's not that they didn't see your worth, it's they didn't see their own worth and then passed it on to their children. That's generational traumas, okay, and generational DNA hurt. And it didn't start with you, okay? Your parents probably went through something that was their experience too, right? And I feel like there's now this understanding of that in the present and wanting and needing a healing of that, so not to carry on down your children and your generation. So it's like breaking a generational curse. And your ancestors here with the strength card and the power here have chose you to break this curse because they see your strength. So even when you feel like it's too much, you do have this support of your ancestors around you. And they are saying, look, we see you. We know you have this within you, this power to do this. This is your path. This is your calling. Prince of Cups here. And it's reversed. So I feel like what probably brought you to this feeling rejected, left out in the cold, was somebody taking back their love offer. And maybe now you feel, as we head towards the future, once you finally start getting that recognition, you won't be so focused on love, which will actually bring in love. I know it's crazy, right? Because you don't really want a love offer from a knight anyway, right? They still have learning to do. You want somebody on the same sort of vibration as you. If you're on a knight vibration, that's okay to accept a knight, and you have to understand that you need to grow together, right? But this, I do feel like it stemmed from somebody withdrawing a love offer from you here. 3 of Pentacles, look at this, but we learn to work together, and this is it. Like, you are learning to build your own foundation, your own strength, so that a love offer or family and friends can't knock you off this again and make you feel out in the cold. It's like, I'm building my own house, my own family, my own generations from here. I'm going to be the matriarch. I'm going to be the patriarch of my family, and I'm going to lead it this way. So it's like you're an architect here. You're building your future and your children's future and your grandchildren's future and etc. like that, your family's legacy. 9 of Pentacles. So it really is like, okay, you're so much stronger because of this, right? So when you're so much stronger because of this building that you've done, right, and not having to do it with somebody else's love, because that would be codependency, we see now that you can't be touched. So these things that would hurt you before can no longer hurt you. These people saying or talking behind your back can no longer hurt you here. And it's absolutely beautiful to come out in the Nine of Pentacles. Now, because we started with the Nine of Swords, this suffering in silence and worry, if you're going to be concerned that, you know, I'll be single forever because nobody's coming towards me, well, nobody does come towards that Nine of Swords energy. And if you're Nine of Pentacles single, then people do come towards that energy. And this is somebody attracted to you and people seeing your worth and knowing your worth. And then in the Nine of Swords energy, we have to remind people of our worth. The minute we have to remind somebody of our worth, we've forgotten our own value, right, guys? So this is why the Nine of Pentacles is not a bad place to be in. You could be worrying, okay, well, that Nine of Pentacles is still single. When you get to that point, you're going to be single, fabulous, and everybody's going to want a piece. And you will be the one saying, no, you know, I'm not interested in this romance. Not because I'm still in love with an ex, but because I know my worth. I love myself. Right? I'm waiting for my soulmate here, who's coming towards me, which I feel may actually be a very high vibration Leo. A very high vibration. So this is why you had to build yourself up too here, okay? Let's see. Okay, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And that's what we're doing here with the Hanged Man, right? And we're healing this trauma that we face for generations and our ancestors, right? Okay, so the hope is the conduct of the miracles. Sorry, the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So yeah, I feel like you're moving towards a place where you know, you start to feel more yourself, and when you're not focused on love or worried about love, and you're actually in a place where you're happy, then it'll all manifest in by itself. And the universe will start working faster. And like I said, start bringing people in, because nobody is attracted to the Nine of Swords energy, right? I create a mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So, you know, once you're single here, we see this soulmate come in and make you this love offer very quickly, right? And that's because you're feeling Nine of Pentacles, not Nine of Swords. So if you're saying, you know, I want love, I'm lonely and things like that, and you're keeping it to yourself and not really working on yourself, then what we can see is that, you know, soulmates might be kept away from you for your own protection, right?